Planning and Zoning meeting of November 11th to order at 6:30. Of a chair pro tem. Are there any nominations?
Nominate Farina Dawood.
Second.
Commissioner Parikh
You got it.
nominates Commissioner Brown.
No,
Dawood.
it's Commissioner Doyle, and I seconded.
She's done it before.
Commissioner Parikh has moved and Commissioner Brown has seconded the nomination for Commissioner Dawood to serve as chair pro tem. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Those who oppose, motion passes unanimously. Member Dawood, please proceed with leading this meeting.
Good evening. Call to order the November 11th Planning and Zoning Commission's meeting. Item number 3, public comments. Do we have anyone signed up for that?
No public comment.
Thank you. Moving on. Item number 4, minutes for October 30th, 2025. Consideration of an action on the minutes. They were in your packets. Do I have a second?
Second?
As a city clerk? Yeah. Let's take a vote on the minutes, please.
Mine's not coming up.
You have to push on the
Save.
vote on the top.
It should pop up. It should pop up. I'm in.
For clarification, can someone make the motion and second the motion?
We made the motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Brown, Mr. Brown seconded it.
Commissioner Brown moved.
Second.
Do we have a vote? Okay. Thank you. Okay, let's do a vote by show of hands. Yes. Anyone in opposition? Thank you. 7-0 passes. Item number 5, subdivision plat. Number A is new territory detention expansion, number 1, for final plat.
Awesome. Good evening, commissioners. Thank you all so much for having me once again. Today, I will be presenting the new territory detention expansion number 1 final plat for y'all's consideration and action. And with that being said, we'll go ahead and get into it. So this proposed final plat is located adjacent to the new territory subdivision in the city's ETJ. The plat consists of 12.066 acres of land, and the reason for the plat is to assemble land to help support LID number 7's detention expansion project. Additionally, this plat consists of 3 reserves that have been all restricted to either detention or landscaping and open space, but we will get further into that later into the presentation. And then a little bit of background on the plat. So the preliminary plat for the subject tract was initially approved by the city on May 25th, 2023. After the initial approval, this preliminary plat was granted not 1, but 2 plat extensions, one on April 25th, 2024, and then once again on April 8th, 2025. Before the final plat could be recorded, this plat required that the existing Sir Tarsia Road be abandoned and that a new 70-foot wide right-of-way be constructed, hence the 2 plat extensions for the project. And then in continuation, City Council unanimously approved the abandonment of the existing Sir Tarsia Road right-of-way under Ordinance 2365 at their July 1st meeting, and then the second reading of the ordinance will be going before City Council at their December 2nd meeting. And then this is going to be the approved preliminary plat for the property, which again was originally approved by the city on May 25th, 2023. And then this will be the proposed final plat for the property. The plat has 3 reserves, with Reserve A being delineated within the middle of the plat right here. That's going to be over 10 acres, and that's going to be reserved and restricted to detention. And then with Reserves B and C, which are located towards the northern and southern points of the property, being restricted to landscaping and open space. Additionally, towards the western side of the plat will be the newly constructed 70-foot wide Sartartia Road right-of-way. That kind of loops right on down this way. And then a brief overview of platting within the state of Texas. Since the passage of House Bill 3167 in 2019, the commission now has the following options when considering a plat. The commission may either, number 1, approve the plat, number 2, may approve the plat with conditions citing the code, or number 3, they may disapprove the plat, again, citing the code section for doing so. And then with that being said, staff recommends the approval of the New Territory Detention Expansion Number 1 final plat, subject to the following conditions. Number 1, revise the acreage of the Sartartia Road right-of-way on the face of the plat from 1.206 to 1.162, according to Section 4 of the Development Application Handbook and the City of Sugar Land's Development Code, Section 5-17. Number 2, abandon the Sartartia Road right-of-way before the final plat is recorded at the county. Again, this is according to Section 4 of the Development Application Handbook and subject to Section 5-17 of the Sugar Land Development Code. And then staff is available for any questions.
Thanks for the overview. Just a clarifying question. So in these approvals that we had from the preliminary plats, then what's changed that's caused us now to have these specific conditions for the final plat?
Yes, ma'am. So there was a scrivener's error on the plat pertaining to the acreage. So that was something minor that could always be rectified when the milers are coming. And then Jessica would be able to speak to a little bit more so regarding the abandonment of the right-of-way.
So the abandonment is a city council process. The first reading of that ordinance occurred in July with the unanimous vote. So it will be on the consent agenda for December 2nd. So we made that condition because it hasn't been legally fully abandoned.
Okay. So what was brought up to the council then to remove this? Something had to be presented to them, right?
It was the first reading of the ordinance for the abandonment. The second reading of the ordinance hasn't been read yet to the city council. So that will be on their December 2nd meeting agenda.
Okay.
So after city council's action, that abandonment will be complete, and then therefore it'll allow the plat, the property owner to go and record with the county.
Okay. Thank you.
So for consideration of an action on the New Territory Extension Expansion 1 final plat, do I have a motion to approve? Yeah, we'll read those conditions.
A second. I second.
Do you second? Commissioner Patel seconds. We will approve the action on this New Territory Detention Expansion Number 1 final plat with the following conditions. Number 1, revise the acreage of the Sartartia Road right-of-way on the face of the plat from 1.206 to 1.162 per Development Application Handbook, Section 4, and City of Sugar Land Development Code, Section 5-17. Condition 2 is abandon Sartartia Road right-of-way before the final plat is recorded per Development Application Handbook, Section 4, and City of Sugar Land Development Code, Section 5-17.
Second.
Thank you. Open forward.
Does it work?
Passes 7-0. Thank
Yeah.
you. Item number B is John Sharp Drive Street Dedication and Lift Station Preliminary Plat Extension.
Sorry. Good evening again, commissioners. This is a preliminary preliminary plat extension for John Sharp Street dedication and lift station. This is located in the Abbey Lakes development, which is in Track 2. The plat is 8.75 acres with John Sharp Drive as well as lift station. Has 3 zoning designations on it, R1, R1Z, and M1. Access is going to be provided from the west and the east. The west to the county, to the east to the city. This is also known as Owens Road. The preliminary plat was approved unanimously by City Council on December 10th of 2024. Here's an overview of Abbey Lakes, just because it's been a while. The City Council approved a settlement agreement in February 2022, development agreement approved in March of 2022 that approved the concept plan as well as creation of Fort Bend County MUD 234. It also provided for the extension of Owens Road, which is John Sharp Road, across the railroad tracks to US 90A, water and sewer trunk line improvements, as well as floodplain mitigation and drainage and detention. The development agreement was amended in March of 2024. Along with the development agreement, the property was rezoned with the city-initiated rezoning in May of 2022 by Ordinance 2263. That rezoned 100 acres of property from M1 to R1 and 120 acres of property that was zoned M1 to R1Z. The future land use map was also amended from the light industrial to suburban neighborhood. This is the conceptual plan for Abbey Lakes. This is where John Sharp Road is located, Fort Bend County here to the west, city picking up to the east, US 90A. Background on the preliminary plat. The approvals are effective for a preliminary plat for 1 year, which is why it's before you. This plat is still valid until December 10th, unless a one-year extension is granted by the Planning and Zoning Commission. Since that time, the preliminary plat approval, the developer has been working with the city for the railroad crossing for Union Pacific, as well as approval from the Texas Water Development Board. Those things are ongoing, pretty imminent, and we expect some sort of movement on the property pretty soon towards the end of this year. This is the preliminary plat extension that's before you. This is John Sharp. This is the county running through the entirety of Abbey Lakes here to the east. Recommendation this evening is a recommendation that the Planning and Zoning Commission approve a proposed 1-year preliminary plat extension for John Sharp Drive, street dedication, and lift station. And if you have any questions, I am here to answer those.
Any questions?
Just a clarifying question.
Go ahead.
Thanks for the overview, Jessica. So, and this, is your thinking that this will be the last extension that we'll need? You know, you're saying things may be moving like by the end of the year, or are we going to expect like another extension to come, in front of us next year?
I'm not a construction expert, but by the end of the year, I think that some of the detention work will start because of approval from the Texas Water Development Board. Union Pacific, the railroad crossing, we've been close many times. I don't think that will stop this development going forward, simply because they will have access through an existing neighborhood. Also to the county next year will begin construction of John Sharp Road to the west. So there'll be another point of access if that becomes a point that still lags. But as far as all the other work, maybe the utility works, we have utility going down that way. It's possible. Yeah. Sorry, I'm giving you a long explanation, yeah. But it's possible that could happen. We meet on a monthly basis, both internally and externally, to work through these processes because the developer as well as the city are partners in these items.
But does this then have to be finished, like go to final plat before the rest of the development can go forward?
This final plat needs to be approved before any of the allotted sections could come through. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else has a question? Okay, then For John Sharp, Drive Street dedication and lift station preliminary plat extension. I say a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Second. Thank you. Commissioner Bradley?
Tilton.
Bradley Tilton. Thank you. Let's vote. Passes 7-0. Thank you. Planning and zoning, item number 6, reports. Planning and Zoning Commission's liaison report.
Randall.
No, this is city council. That's for you, Randall. For November 4th.
I have nothing to report for the part of the meeting that I attended, and the rest of it that I left early on, I can't say. So that is about it. I didn't know it was on the staff report for this last meeting, so I missed it.
Okay, I was there for the rest of it. Ordinance number 2392 was presented. That was to amend Chapter 2 of the Land Development Code for Section 2-92. That was before us to simplify the maximum height requirement for B1 district. And it passed unanimously.
We all followed Chuck. We left with Chuck.
Item B is city staff report.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Veterans Day, first and foremost, to any of ours
Randall.
that have served. So thank you, Randall. Yes. And welcome, Commissioner Tilton, to your first meeting. So happy to have you on board and have fun at the commission. So for your next meetings will be December 9th. So just as a reminder, we only have one meeting in the month of November and December. So you can enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday. I didn't think anybody would be coming in on actual Thanksgiving, which would be when your meeting would have been scheduled for. But we only have one meeting in November and December. So December 9th will be your next meeting. We will do the annual orientation. So covering the roles and responsibilities of serving on the Planning and Zoning Commission. We also are preparing a workshop for you to give you an update on our development code update work that we have that's underway, and to give you kind of a summary of the listening sessions that we had recently that I know a handful of you were able to participate in. So that's what we have lined up for the last meeting of the year, and that will be your last meeting of the year. So, thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. We're adjourned.